and welcome to my channel. My name is Tabitha and I'm an artist with Saint Beauty. Thank you for being here. So it is time for me to start getting ready for holiday party for this evening. But without further ado, let's get into creating my holiday look. So I put something very neutral on because I wasn't sure what I was going to end up wearing. I chose these 6 colors to work with. They're so pretty. 3 of them are matte and 3 of them are shimmers. So I will just sort of play with those 6 colors. I'm hoping I can use them. This one here I mainly use just as like a base, but I am going to use an eyeshadow primer for this look today. But let's get going. I decided to come on here and actually do my full look with you and chat about the makeup and what I'm doing as I'm going along. So I like to start by doing my eyebrows. I do my eyebrows first. It's just my thing. That is the order that I like to do. Without my eyebrows done, I just feel like everything is more balanced once my eyebrows are done. If you do not wear, I encourage you to at least shape your brows, pencil them in, find a product that works for you, and just see the transformation once you do your brows. It's amazing. Okay, so I'm first going to start by using my brow wax. Excuse my tool. I keep breaking my spoolie tools. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I keep breaking them, and I'm on the hunt for a new one, but I'm not just gonna settle and buy just anything. I want to really pick a really good one. So right now I'm using the end of this eyeliner, and it works fine until I find one that I really like. I'm going to take my setting spray and I'm just going to spray my eyebrow wax that I have here just to loosen the product in the compact so that I can apply it to the brush. Mixing it and getting it distributed all over my spoolie brush. Comb my brows upward just to kind of a little bit before I go in with my brow pen. I've used many different types of brow pens. I'm currently just using one from NYX. It's fine, it stays put, the color works, but I'm always looking for new brow products. But this is the one I'm using right now. It works. I'm wearing ash brown, I believe, is the tone of this one. Brow tint pen. And it is called Ash Brown. I was right. Okay. And when I talk. So next up, I usually always have my face cream on before I start doing my makeup tutorial because I like it to sit on my skin for a bit before I start applying my makeup. But I always take my setting spray to sort of prime my skin. It just feels very refreshing and it just gives a nice base for the makeup to sit on. Okay, so next I like to take this color corrector to sort of conceal the discoloration that is under my eyes right here. There's many different ways to apply your makeup, but for me, this is what works best. It's a mango highlight. It's orangey, so it really helps correct the dark blue shadows under my eyes and just cancels out that unwanted tone. And I will apply it only to the areas that is discolored because I will follow with my all over highlight color, which is foundation, and then I will follow with a brightening shade of foundation, which doubles as your concealer. Okay, so next up I'm going to go in with my main shade, which is my foundation shade. I'm using this brush right here. All of our brushes are double-ended. I'm using the larger tip. It's angled, so it's really great for hugging your face as you apply the makeup. And I'm using this color right here. The color I'm using is Sandy. A little product goes a long way, and this brush is created to give you a full coverage finish. So I will apply that everywhere to get a sort of even canvas. And this cream product is really great because it's so moisturizing, nourishing, really great for mature skin. Good for all types, but extra special for mature skin. So I'm just spreading the product out, and I will blend it more, but I'm just getting it on, and then my skin helps warm it up and helps it melt and spread like butter. So I will go in with the smaller end of the same brush. The highlight on the inside corner, outside edge. I'm putting a little bit between my brows here for a little bit of a spotlight on the center of my face. This is going to just add a pop of brightness, and you can apply this anywhere that you want that added pop. I do like to sort of just use my finger to go down the bridge of my nose to catch the light, and I will contour my nose as well. And I usually just fan a little bit of that over my Cupid's bow, and then I like to just highlight my chin a little wee bit. So we'll blend that out. Okay, so now that the brightening highlight is placed everywhere that I want it placed, I'm going to take the brush and then just start stamping it out. Now, depending on what brush I use will determine how I blend. But with this brush, I like to do a sort of stamping motion to ensure that it is being blended properly. And then I can just turn the brush over and it fits the curve of my eyelid very nicely. And blend that out. I don't know if I said, I'm using the color Aura for my brightening shade. And then I will just sort of like fan that out a little bit to make sure that it's not a blob on the middle of my forehead. And we'll just continue blending. Very gentle. No need to be like super aggressive with applying these products. They're cream. If your skin is moisturized and in good shape, the makeup will spread beautifully on your face. And that's with anything that you're putting on, not just with this product. Okay, so you can see I have my foundation shade, I have my brightening shade on. So now I will go in a third step and add some contour. So with the contour, we're just enhancing the natural shadows of my face, which, you know, I need to accentuate a little more because I have you know, my foundation on, so it's just, it looks kind of flat. Our faces are not meant to look flat. Your face is dimensional, so we want it to be chiseled and framed. So that is what contour does, and I love the power of contour. A little goes a long ways. I like to use this brush right here. This is called my detail brush, and it's my favorite for doing all of my contour tasks. So when I pick up contour, I like to stamp into the product. This is a little bit stiffer than the highlight shades that I'm using, but a little goes a very long way. And again, like I said, once the product hits your face, it melts into your skin like butter and blends out beautifully. Now, if you don't have the right shade, it doesn't blend usually that well. So you can see I'm just going to start stamping that product kind of above my ear where my cheekbone pops out the most, where it's the most pronounced, and I'm just sort of going to blur it out as I come down my cheek line a little bit. This is the way I'm doing my contour today. I change it up from time to time, but I want it to be a little more pronounced where I have a special event tonight. So then I will just sort of trace out my jawline. See how it just sharpens everything up? So good. So my contour is placed on the perimeter of my face. So I like to go a step further and do a little bit of contouring on my lips and on my nose. This is just going to create a fuller pout. And then I like to put just a dollop right in the center of my Cupid's bow. It helps kind of create a sort of shelf. And it just makes the upper lip look more pronounced, I guess. You want to be very careful not to create a mustache. We don't want that. Okay, so now that that's done, my nose. And I'm just using the brush that I use to contour. I'm going to go in and lightly apply the contour on that upper edge of my nose just to enhance the shadow, creating a thinner, more slim line to my nose. Like that. And then I will go in and blend all of this out to sort of marry everything together. Okay, so I just placed a bit of that Stay Spray onto my dampened perfector sponge again. This is the way I like to put my Stay Spray on. I use it to sort of soften those shadows, and it will also pick up any excess product that you don't want on your skin if you were a little too heavy. Need a little bit more corners of my eyes. This is really great for getting rid of any of that creasing that can happen, but you can also follow with a little bit of a setting powder. I like to use a translucent powder. I use this one. It's by DermaBlend. It has illuminating properties, so it does set my makeup a little more, taking away a little bit of shine, but it still maintains the luminosity of my makeup. Okay, so for the next step, I'm going to use this product. It's an Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. So I'm just going to get that distributed onto my lid and sort of spread it out with my fingers. And I'm only using a primer because I really want the eyeshadows to pop a little more. These eyeshadows never crease. I love them. Okay, so next I'm just going to take this brush right here. It's called the smudge brush. And I'm going to use the more dome type end. And I'm just going to apply this color right here, just as a sort of base to set that primer I just put on. I don't know if it's necessary, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then I'm going to follow with this brush right here. It's called my eyeshadow brush. It's dual-ended. All of our brushes are dual-ended. But I'm going to use this fluffy end to apply this color here called Bubba. And this is going to go almost everywhere. Probably won't. I'll probably keep it more towards in the crease and spread out to the outside edge of my eye. I'm just going to up a little more of that color and just apply it in sort of a circular manner on the outside corner and upward. So for this part of the eyeshadow, I'm basically tapping on the shimmers with my fingers. Putting shimmers on with your fingers does create a little more impact with the shade, but you can apply with a brush. Sometimes I will use a small tip brush and spray it with my setting spray and dip into the product and tap it on my hand and just place it on my eyelid, which I do a little bit here, but I do still go in and tap some on with my finger as well. So I just went from the darkest shimmer to the lightest shimmer going to the inside corner of my eye. I'm just applying that lightest shimmer shade that I applied on the inside corner of my eye to the peak of my brow bone, just to catch the light. Now, because I've chosen to go with a soft glam look and I am already wearing lashes, so I don't really want to create any more heavy drama on my lash line. So basically I just took a little bit of a dark brown eyeliner. This eyeliner was by Sephora, Colorful Eyeliner in Tiramisu. And I just applied that on the outer edge, outside corner of the upper and lower lash line, and just sort of smudged it out with a small eyeshadow brush. I am a sucker for nude lips, and I never veer far away from nude lip looks. Using a very flesh nude type lip liner. It's actually a contour. It's like a flesh tone, but I'm just overlining my lips to define a little bit more, but it's a very subtle lip liner. And then I'm going to apply a color called Sadie. It's a semi-gloss type lip color. So I'll put that on with this contour. And I'm just powdering my lips before I apply, in hopes that I can make it stay a little bit longer. That's one of my biggest pet peeves when I go to, or if I have an event and I'm constantly having to reapply my lip color. That is my biggest pet peeve with my lipsticks. Everything I'm using will be in the description of the video below. I just used a Buxom Plumping Gloss in the color Celeste. And then I'm applying all three of my illuminators just because I think it's pretty to blend them all together on the brush, just to give a little dash to top off the makeup look. All right, so there you have it. This is my finished look. Again, I always choose soft glam versus a lot of drama. It's just my go-to. My lips are actually a little darker than they look on screen, and my eyes, I went with just neutral, but I added some soft shimmers to the mobile lid and just sort of applied some powder illuminator here to accentuate and just add a pop of glassiness to the skin. And there you have it. This is my favorite type of look. I hope you found this makeup video fun and helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below or send me an email. My links are included in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching.